FMH, Hello Craft Guild. This is Ganchi, Rebecca here again with a tutorial for you. So I have made myself some tote bags. Some background information here. California recently passed Proposition 67 outlawing single-use plastic bags, and I am protesting that with some Snarky grocery bags, but you can do any sort of design or message you want. Mine are all based on the idea that I would really rather not have to deal with canvas bags, but here we are. So I've got some designs here that I made up, stenciled on, obviously no on 67. I'd rather be using plastic and single-use canvas bag. I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to be using this design based on the idea that you now have to pay 10 cents to buy a bag at the grocery store. So I've got a stencil here that I made up, and I actually used some Avery paper, label paper. It's just label paper, and it's a full 8.5 by 11 size sheet. So it's just a piece of sticky paper that I printed out this design. I just used a font that I found, a free font. I just wanted something that would be easy to trace out and that I wouldn't have to worry about pieces, you know, laying out multiple pieces. But you can do anything as complicated as you like. We're just going to be using fabric paint and a stencil. So what you want to do with these, you know, print it out on your computer, super easy. And before we peel it off to stick it onto this canvas bag that we've just got a blank canvas bag that I bought at Joann's, or at Walmart, I think. Blank canvas bag. You can get these in the craft department of any normal store. You could do this with a t-shirt if you wanted to make a t-shirt. This is, you know, pretty simple. Before we peel off the sticky paper, we're going to be tracing out the design to make a stencil. So you're just going to need a cutting board here to protect your surface, and an X-Acto knife. This is, you know, just a craft knife. We can zoom in on this. This is just a craft knife that my father-in-law gave me because he wasn't using it anymore. And it's you know, pretty sharp, so do be careful. Make sure you've got adult supervision, and you know, take all proper safety precautions. So I'm going to prop up this camera and show you how I trace this out. So you just want to, you know, hold this like a pencil and just kind of be careful not to get your fingers too close as you cut. Nothing has to be, you don't have to push down too hard because it's only going through one layer of the paper, and it doesn't matter if you cut through the back. That's fine if you do, it's fine if you don't, because you're just going to be removing it all together. But you don't have to push really hard. You know, you don't have to go all the way through and you know, scour big heavy lines in your cutting board. You know, just cutting these, and as they come out, you know, you can pull them out or you can just leave them until you're done with everything. But we've got, here we go, the first letter. And I'm just gonna do the whole design. Cut out here. Some of these are sort of attached still, some of them want to fall out, and others are just ready to go. So the next step, of course, is going to be attaching the whole sticker sheet itself is cut through. So this is going to be our stencil. Just put this safely away. The next step is going to be just attaching this to the bag. So you want to lay this out as flat as it'll go. You can try to iron it. I ironed one of them, and it would have taken a lot of patient ironing that I don't really want to deal with right now. So this is about as flat as I feel it's gonna need to get. So we're just gonna peel off the whole back of the sticker sheet, making sure that the bits of stencil come off too. Alright, so there we go, we've got the whole stencil, and you just want to sort of eyeball to make sure that it's centered. Bag. Figure if I can't see it off center, then no one else will be able to either. And then just carefully press everything down good and tight. Because you want the edges around the edge of the stencil to be really sealed well to the bag so that you don't get bleed. And then we are ready to go outside and get started, protect everything else and get started with our painting. Alright, so now we've done the hard part, then here's the fun part. So we've got our... I'm just going to have to apologize for the neighbor dogs. Because we're doing this in the backyard because we've got to have good ventilation. So we've got our bag, we've got our stencil, as we've done inside. We've got some newspaper, some tape, and the fabric paint. I'm using this Color Shot spray fabric paint, so it makes it really easy. You can also do this with just normal fabric paint and a paintbrush, in which case you are not going to need the newspaper and the tape. But we are going to use a little bit of the newspaper, and this is an important step no matter what you're doing. Put inside and protect the back of the bag from the paint. Alright? And then we've just got to cover up the rest and protect it from the paint so that it only goes where we want it to go. So we're going to take these ads and things and just grab your tape and attach that all the way around. Okay, so now we're all protected. And just want to double check that everything is stuck down around your stencil so that you've got a good clean edge. And then you want to take the and you just want to hold this about 6 to 8 inches, it says on the can. And you're going to use a sweeping motion like this and just really gently apply that paint in just like a layer or two. And there we go. So now we've got our paint applied. It is that simple. I'm going to put you back over here so you can watch me take the stencil off. And there we go. We've got our bag with a nice design. You can see there's a little bit of bleed through on the edges. I kind of like that. I think it looks, kind of rugged that way, so that's kind of the effect I'm going for. If you want something more precise, then you got to be extra careful around the edges. And using normal fabric paint and a brush will allow you to get even more precise as well. I'm just going to leave this out to dry for the rest of the day. I'm going to leave the paper inside to keep it, to protect the back so that the paint doesn't bleed all the way through. And there you go, then we're all set, and you've got yourself a snazzy, snarky grocery bag.